How are y'all doing? We are O Sleeper. How are you? Did anyone watch us last night on the main stage? Yeah? All right, cool. Very cool. So you know a little bit of the story. This is our first time to Christmas Rock Night. This is our first time back to Germany since 2012.
Yeah.
And our drummer flew from LA, got to New York, and they stopped him. Wouldn't let him get on the plane to come to Germany. So we're all in the air at this point and have no reception. We land and we're like, all right, we're in Germany, let's do this, it's gonna be great. And he's like, hey guys, I'm not gonna make it. Oh. Among other things, we flew into the wrong airport. We flew into Frankfurt. So it has been crazy the past few days. And we ended up pulling off the show last night by finding some captured sounds.
Yeah, I got a. We played a show in Phoenix, which is in America.
Arizona.
None of them had any idea that's where it is.
It was Phoenix, Poland, and our sound guy sent me the drum captures from that show, which is funny because Zach, our drummer, messed up quite a bit.
Yeah, and we heard that in sound check, and we were like, oh, cool, there they are. Those are the drums. Ooh.
Yeah. And so I landed at Frankfurt, and I was like, all right, we're here, let's freaking go. And and then my text just blew up, and it's like, Zach's not making it, what are we gonna do?
We're in the wrong airport, no one's picking us up.
Shane, this is all on you.
Shane's like,
you gotta make this happen.
Shane's like, well, I'm in Germany, LOL.
So, yeah. And it worked out. Yesterday was it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was only awesome because of you guys. Like,
Let's do it again now.
We can't. No.
No. So
trust that you don't
be selfish.
So that was absolutely incredible because we were so nervous about getting on stage. And one more time, we have to give it up to Jeff.
Yeah,
give
make some noise
for
Jeff.
Man.
The drummer of Set to Fall. He got up there. He heard what was going on. He was like, "Hey, I'll play songs. How many do you want me to take on?" We're like, "Well, we have 10 hours. So, do you know any of our songs?" He's like, "No." Like, all right. Should you do like 2? And he's like, "I'll do 3." Like, all right, sure. And then he pulled those off. He did a great job. So he killed it. And then y'all were so great. Hearing about what happened, and then cheering us on to play some songs with just backing track drums, but either way, we just want to say thank you for that. That was amazing. It is actually we heard about the side stage. That was another thing when we landed. We're like, oh, you're not playing one day, you're playing 2 days. And I was like, oh, didn't know that either. So we've been asking about the side stage, and we heard that some bands use this as unique opportunities to do some special stuff and do some more intimate sets. And we've always wanted to do an acoustic set, and we have never done it before.
This is an acoustic guitar. This is a Takamine acoustic that I got. That's an acoustic.
This is
We've got acoustic mics up here. This is acoustic bass, an acoustic set.
I am acoustic.
Mr. Acoustic.
Yeah.
We had this idea. It was like, what are we gonna do? Playing with backing track drums and only the monitors is a nightmare. And
having the click just in my ear, and you guys didn't have great timing last night. That was a nightmare for me personally.
Every time it starts, and it's like, oh no! Like,
they just wanted to see how fast we could windmill.
Yeah.
We didn't step up, I guess.
But so we decided, I was like, do we try this acoustic set? And we're like, let's do it. This is great. This is special. This is cool. So we want to take this time. We're gonna play a few songs for y'all, but we also want to. We don't we don't really talk about our songs. We don't really unpack the lyrics a lot. We don't talk about how we came about writing songs. Well, I'm always asked about them. Shane's always asked about them. So we thought it'd be cool to play some songs and tell you what they were about and how we wrote them, and then play them in a way that's never been played for anyone in the world before. Just for y'all.
This next one is extremely special to us. It kind of solidified your and my friendship.
Yeah.
Take it away.
Absolutely. It also solidified our writing style.
Yeah.
So we're gonna play a song called "Reveries of Flight," and when we wrote this song, it was very special. This was when we were writing "Son of the Morning." I remember that. I remember that Shane approached me and we were writing "Son of the Morning," and one thing that has been amazing about our friendship is that we live on different sides of belief, ideas, this and that, and we respect each other so much and love each other and support each other in each other's searches of the answers for all these crazy questions that are floating around. And in "Son of the Morning," he approached me and he was like I want to feel represented on this. Like, I have questions that aren't really answered. And I was like, oh my, I can't believe I feel like a terrible friend. I can't believe I didn't think about that. And so Shane was like, I've written a verse that I would love to be in a song on the album. And he gave it to me. I was like, well, do you mind if I write a verse? Maybe you write a verse, I'll write a verse in response, and maybe we write the chorus together. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. And so we got together, and literally in 2 days, this was not a song at all. We had already recorded all of "Son of the Morning," and we just had this, we were like, oh, we knew we were going to do an electronic song. And he went in and tracked his part, sent it to me, and I stayed up all night the night before and wrote my part to it, went back in, and pretty much in the first take was what we kept.
Yep.
And that was the first time he ever heard what I wrote to it, and then we did the chorus together, and it ended up being it rivals for one of the most special moments of our entire friendship, time with the band. It galvanized us, and then from then on, it put shockwaves through the rest of our entire catalog, to where now we found the beauty of representing both sides of questioning, and both sides of belief, and both sides of friendship, and the fact that they can all exist at the same time. And we've put that in all of our records since then. Okay, I have duties. Okay, I'm gonna switch that. Anyway, this is "Reveries of Flight."
A song that all my brothers sing. It's just out of reach to join them. I need the waves, the heavens denied me. And it's like you're deaf to my voice, but I've been here for every moment, waiting on your call to move. If you could just make a choice, I know you would find me wanting, and only to be close to you. A sound ahead from distant beats, a song that all my brothers sing. You keep denying my belief, 'cause I've tried
Just try and live pride. All your grips on worries. I would come alive and live by all the streets. I won't be just where you want me to be. You've got to believe. Just trust that I can be everything.
There could have been. Yeah.
There you go. First try.
That was the first time we've ever done that ever.
So something very important too. That's the first time Micah has ever sang a note live.
That's true.
How do you understand how special that really was?
I think my pits have started sweating gallons just thinking about starting singing. I like to scream, as you know, but anyway, that was awesome. So thank you so much for being a part of that. That was the first time Reveries has ever been done acoustic. And y'all were amazing for it. So the next song we're gonna play tonight is a song called Heavy Hands. And this song, did anyone in here hear an album of ours called the Titan EP? Yeah? All right, awesome. There you go, she's got it. So the Titan EP was really cool for us. It was our first independent album. We've fulfilled our contract to Solid State and got to do our first album on our own. And whenever Children of Fire happened, I don't know if you, some of you may know this, some of you may not, but we write a lot of our songs or a lot of our albums in concept form. And Son of the Morning and Children of Fire were the same concept across, and Children of Fire was the end of that concept. So Titan EP was a new concept altogether, new characters, new everything in the metaphor. And Heavy Hands, again, we went into it knowing that we had like 4 songs, we had 4 heavies, and we had 1 acoustic is what we were calling it. And we didn't know what that was going to be. All we knew, we needed to get into the studio, record the 4 heavies, and the acoustic would be whatever it was. And
It's always the
yeah, and so we spent all our time in the studio recording those 4 heavies, and then we had 2 days, and it was like, okay, we have 1 more song we have to write. What's it going to be? It was like, and as it started happening, because we had been through Children of Fire at this point since Son of the Morning, and so we got up there and Shane's like, well, I've got this riff, and I was like, well, I got this lyric block. It could be about this, it could be about this, and I remember we were in the house of our producer, Andreas Magnusson. He's a Swedish person. We got any Swedish people in the room? No.
Narnia.
Yes?
There's
I know for a fact we do because I've met you, but of course you're not going to raise your hand. But anyway, we were in his house and they were working on drum sounds or whatever else, and we literally wrote this going back and forth. And the idea was in the concept of the album. The lead character at this point in the album has gotten everything he wanted, his maximum dream, but it's not fulfilling him. It's not actually, it's what he thought he wanted, and it was at the cost of how he was made. And so at this point he makes this heavy decision to revert what he's done, to go back to his raw self and let that be enough. And we thought it'd be great to tie this into, because we've been through so many situations where you realize things are wrong, but the right decision is the most heavy decision, and it's going to cause some damage, but you know it's right for you, and you have to make that decision. So this song is called Heavy Hands.
follow its lead. If only I believed. And now the choice is mine to let it die and hope that I rise again. These reveries of flight only left me questioning. This was everything I wanted, and I can't believe I'm giving it up. This was everything I waited for. The summer doesn't shine anymore. The brightest sword sees no more. Though broken, my blood is warm. There's got to be something more. Something more. Heavy hands holding the burden of change. The only cost is pain. The return is never promised again. It's time for the blind to find their way. And now the choice is mine to let it die and hope that I rise again. These reveries of flight only left me questioning. This was everything I wanted, and I can't believe I'm giving it up. This was everything I waited for. The summer doesn't shine anymore. The brightest sword sees no more. Though broken, my blood is warm. There's got to be something more. Something more. This was everything I wanted, and I can't believe I'm giving it up. This was everything I waited for. The summer doesn't shine anymore. The brightest sword sees no more. Though broken, my blood is warm. There's got to be something more. Thank you.
Oh yeah, go.
Yeah. So, thank you very much. This next one, we're gonna play a song called "Means to Believe." This is a really cool song, a really special song to me, personally, because this was in what I was telling you about Children of Fire and Reveries. Son of the Morning Reveries. Children of Fire was the next album that we wrote, and Means to Believe was on that, and Means to Believe was that acoustic song that we'll just figure it out in the moment. And it's crazy that these songs that we're playing tonight always register to be, if not our favorite song on the albums, personally, one of the top one or two favorite songs. Means to Believe is definitely one of those. Whenever we came down to it, and I was like, all right, so what are we thinking about for this song? We're down to those last 2 days recording in the studio. And Shane's like, well, I actually have a song written, and he played it for me, and it's almost verbatim this. And I was like, well, do you mind if we tweak some words to fit the concept of the rest of the album, and where the album was a conversation between God and this person searching, and I told him my ideas for it, and he was totally down with it. So I really just changed a few things on this song, and we were both so happy with how it turned out, and now it's one of our favorite songs to play live. So this song is called "Means to Believe."
You might recognize it from last night with Stephen Kibuchi from
Yes.
Wolves at the Gate. We played
Yes.
it together.
I am not nearly the singer that Steven is, so I am not going to sing on this song. But here we go.
You're building a shelf with no sails and setting out to brave the open seas. You're standing for your God by becoming something so far off, and don't you see the irony? You gave me a train with no tracks, with no wood to build and burn for steam. Despite all I lack, if I derail it, turn his back, and don't you see the irony? If the blind can see you, and the
Whoa, hang on.
Oh, there it is.
I have never played it with this capo, sorry. Okay. So it's on
if the blind can see you, and the lame can meet you, will the dead embrace you? If you never gave them the means to believe, and that makes no sense to me. He gave me a voice that speaks out, paired it with minds filled with doubt. If I'm to find the sun, I need something more than sun to pull me from this cave of questioning. Give me sand to build a home, and watch all the walls follow me. I can't change what I am. Lions always kill lambs, and don't you see the irony? Don't you see the irony? If the blind can see you, and the lame can meet you, will the dead embrace you? If you never gave them the means to believe, and that makes no sense to me, will I embrace you? Will you ever give me the means to believe? Answer me, please.
Thank you. So, we've got one more for you, and this one is extremely special as well, as all of these are to us.
It's called In Seekers. Just
Yeah, somebody wrote it there. I feel like that piece of paper means we have to do things.
So this is a very interesting acoustic version of In Seekers. Yeah, I think you'd have to have new acoustic guitars made to do that. No drummer,
It's gonna be crazy.
acoustic guitars. This is In Seekers.
Just imagine the drums. Imagine
Just
the
imagine
stick
them.
flips. Imagine.
So on a real note, like everybody that did stick around for this,
I saw a couple
Thank
people
you.
dip out as soon as we started.
Yeah.
That's fine. But
that's okay.
You guys are awesome.
You know, sometimes we'll do these acoustic songs in the middle of our sets where we're just going crazy and there's so much metal and whatever. And then we'll play one of these, and it might, sometimes people come up and say, you know, that's the most impactful part of the set. A lot of people are like, don't ever do that again, I just want metal, or whatever. And
There's one part in the set you didn't play a breakdown. I didn't understand that.
what were you doing with your voice? What is that, like, pitched note thing
It
you were
wasn't a scream. I don't understand.
I don't know the pronunciation. Is singing? Is that it?
I don't like it either way.
Yeah. Anyway, so thank you guys for sticking around. This is the first time and maybe the last time we ever do this. So just thank you.
Also, like in these songs for us, it's really cool as a metal band. There's always a precedence for whenever you're writing metal songs. You got to be tough. You got to be boisterous. You have to be. You have to bring some oomph to it. But we go through the gamut of emotions because we're just normal people as well. And these songs have allowed us to vent a very special part of our heart and be vulnerable to all of y'all, to anyone listening to our music. And so to play a whole set of just these is extremely special. Just in playing Reveries, I got so caught up. I've never done this in a while. Well, I have done it a lot, but not in a while. But I totally just forgot lyrics in Reveries because I was just so caught up in it, and I was like, I can't believe we're doing this. I was so excited as a musician, as an artist. That's an incredible feeling to have and to harness. And to do it live on stage in front of people for the first time is so special. Like I just want to say thank you again for y'all being here and being a part of this. So we're gonna play one last song. This one is called "The Summit," and this is the last song on Bloodied Unbowed. And this song was really interesting to us, or for us, because we didn't know what this album was going to be. And at the time it came out, we didn't know if we were going to still be a band. We just knew we had to release one more album. And so we had to write this, but we also didn't want to admit that it was going to be our last album, but it could be our last album type thing. And so we had to write it in a way where this ended everything that we wanted to say, that it was the most intimate, that it was the most, like, it had to be, we kept telling each other, it has to be devastating. Like, this is it. This is the end. And then thinking, like, okay, well, if we do another album, we'll just start a new concept, and then it all works. But if not, this could be the end cap to a career.
Yeah.
And so when you're thinking about a metal band, it has the most devastating, the most, like, boom, boom. You know, the finisher was the end of Sun of the Morning. And it was just this triumphant victory charge and everything like that. And we were like, what would this be? And it was like, and I remember Shane was like, dude, what if it's an acoustic song? And I was like, and he's like, it's like totally stripped away, just raw emotion. And I remember he played me the riff.
Well, we had a riff going forever, and it was devastating.
It was so
emotionally just ripping.
I cried the first time I heard it.
And then we got to the studio, and Andreas, our producer, goes, no, I don't. That sounds like no, I don't like that. And so I sat. Y'all left to go do something, and I chilled and wrote this, as we do with all these songs. It's written in about an hour.
It helps to have that raw judgment of a European, being like, I don't like it, and you're like, ah. That's not normally how Americans phrase it, but I do appreciate it. I believe you. Okay, so we need to do better then.
Yeah. No, but this song is special for him and I because it was the first time that he ever sang harmonies in our record, and we're the only two people left in the band that are originals. And this might have been O Sleeper's last song ever, so I wanted the last part just to be our voices together.
Yeah.
So we wrote this song, and this is how it goes.
And before we do this, that all to say, I do want to introduce Seth. This is a lot about Shane and I, but Seth is amazing and is the reason we're able to keep plowing on. Like, he hopped in and is exactly what we needed, and he is such a driving force behind keeping us on this thing. When you have two radically different personalities like Shane and I bouncing off each other all the time, and I quit, I love this band, I hate this band, let's do another album, that's the last one. He's like, guys.
It is entertaining to talk people off ledges. And they're both very
Thanks for
interesting.
doing it.
Thank you. So everyone give it up for Seth for talking us off the ledges.
But so we have never ever played this song. The last time I played this song was when I recorded it.
It's never been played live before.
Never. So if I screw up, I'm sorry.
And it was written in a way that it could be the two characters from Bloody and Unbowed looking out across everything they've done through the album and what it's talking about, and they're basically dying, and they're leaving it for whoever was watching them to take the mantle and keep charging. And then but the metaphor is, it's also, if it were to be our last album, it's Shane and I sitting there, and everything we wrote with Oh Sleeper, anyone who ever heard it, anyone who was ever inspired with it, taking what Oh Sleeper was and charging on past us and going further than we ever could have done on our own. So, this is the summit.
But yeah, it goes out to Stephanie. She demanded that we play this tonight. So this is for you, girl.
Andrew
right.
came all the way from Hamburg like a champion.
And I have the lyrics pulled up here because
From here, I can see a mile for miles.
God, I gotta. Sorry.
You need to scroll up on that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
again, I have the lyrics up here.
First time ever live right now.
There's a light that's right in this thing,
Well,
so I can't see the
does
lyrics.
anybody want a job as a teleprompter? Like you can stand right there and just sort of hold it?
Oh, you have it's all built in.
Yeah,
There you
dude,
go.
iPhone guy, just make sure that doesn't fall.
Technology.
You're very important to the show right now.
From here, I can see fire for miles.
That's not the lyric either. What am I doing? That is not the lyric, Shane.
From here I can see clear.
I know.
From here, I can see clear for miles. Searching through the best times to force a smile. My blood is leaving, but the sun's still shining, and I can't see a cloud in sight. I can see our own, but they won't get here in time. Every man has a mountain, and every day is spent climbing. The view from the top is just the journey that brought you. When you give it all up for one more day at the bottom, at the summit you wish that you were anywhere but here. It's clear that every man has a mountain to fear. I hear they can see the fire for miles, but I don't know if you'd known the cost if you'd ever light it. It took you 2 different battles on the front line burning, and I ain't put a cloud in sight. If you knew you'd die alone, would you ever stand to fight? Every man has a mountain, and every day is spent climbing. The view from the top is just the journey that brought us in. I give it all up for one more day at the bottom. At the summit you wish that you were anywhere but here. It's clear that every man has a mountain ways. I don't want the story that brought us here to end today. I don't want to close our eyes. I don't want to go our separate ways. I don't want the story that brought us here to end today. 'Cause the view from the top is just the journey that brought us, and I'd give it all up for one more day at the bottom. At the summit you wish that you were anywhere but here. It's so clear, but I guess every man has a mountain to fear. Thank you.
Thanks so much, everybody. We're gonna be upstairs after this on the merch table.
Yeah, go.
We love you guys. This has been so special. I'll remember this for the rest of my life. I almost started crying, so I gotta get out before I do. I love y'all.
Let's go to the gate.